Hello there, everybody. My name is Logan Thomas, and with me, as always, is my most excellent co host.
Caden Green.
And together we are
The Real Bros.
And we are here to start a brand new podcast journey. We're going to be reviewing movies, and we're just going to go on a fun cinematic journey. Go ahead.
Sorry. This isn't going to be anything like debating. Like, this series right now is just like each our top 10.
Yep. We're going to be alternating through our top 10 favorite movies this season. We're kicking this series off with my 10th favorite movie of all time, and that is Zombieland.
Very good movie right off the bat.
Yeah, it's obviously a zombie horror comedy. This movie wasn't for everyone. You have to like that dark humor, the very like satirical, dark, violent kind of film, but I would recommend this movie to anybody just to give it a chance. Because it definitely deserves more recognition than it gets. In my honest opinion.
Right.
So we have a pretty standard format we're going to be doing here. Caden is going to be doing a quick non-spoiler review, and then it's going to hop over to me, and I'm going to do a production tales, as I'm calling it, which is going to go over how production of this movie went, and we're going to cover the budget and how much it made the box office, and see if it was a success or not. We're not going to talk about Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that on here, because honestly,
it's overdone.
It's overdone, and the way it's done is completely flawed. Like, it doesn't even matter.
They take critics' account more than the viewers.
Yeah, it's like a voting system, and the voting system is on if and how much they don't like it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's always going to be a low number, no matter what they think.
But it's just our opinion, realistically.
Yeah. So, but this first season is going to be our top 10 favorite movies, and hopefully we're around long enough to cover a lot more.
Oh, yeah.
And we want you guys to know this has been a passion project idea for me and Caden for the longest time. Like, a long time. And
it just means a lot that we're able to finally sit down with each other and get this ball rolling to an extent.
Yeah, like we didn't come up with the idea a long time ago, but like we've been sitting down talking about movies for as long as I can remember.
Oh yeah.
And so for us to like have it be I don't know how to word it, but like a release for us. Because
it's essentially all of our nerdiness that we've bottled up and excitement from these movies, and we're just pushing it out into the open.
Yeah, so you guys get to hear it. So, sorry, not sorry, I guess.
Yeah, but best way I could put it.
Yeah, so please stick around for our ADHD riddled minds for however long this show runs, and yeah, let's just have some fun, guys. Caden, do you want to kick us off?
All right. So, as discussed earlier, we are going over Zombieland. This was made in 2009 by Ruben Fleischer. So the whole story, summed up quickly, follows Tallahassee, the main character, as he tries to get... I lied. Tallahassee is not the main character. I apologize. It is Columbus. Columbus is the main character.
It can be argued, depending on who you're talking to.
Yeah. But Columbus is the main character that we meet first, followed up by Tallahassee, Little Rock, and Wichita. The reason they have those names is because that's where they grew up or were born, and their whole goal is just to get home to those areas for the most part.
Yeah, it's very much a road trip movie. Like, if you would like just like see like the poster for this, you think this is like a violent, gory, action-filled movie. But it's just a family road trip.
It is rated R though, so it is very gory,
It
and
when
it has some good action in it.
when it goes zombie, it just goes full zombie. Like, I mean, and it's done in a very hilarious way in some instances. Like, I would say there's maybe like 5 minutes of horror
Oh yeah,
in this movie. The rest is just honestly, you couldn't even say that there's like a lot of zombies in this movie because this movie had a very restricted budget,
oh yeah,
and so like there's probably like maybe half an hour of zombie content in this movie. Like the other hour is just pretty much character development.
and it is done in such a good way.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna get into that just yet.
No,
Um, like I said, it follows Columbus, Tallahassee, Little Rock, and Wichita as they all try and get back home. And like Logan said, it's a road trip slash character development family movie. And it's a good movie overall.
yeah, absolutely. But like I said, it's not for everybody. But I would recommend just give it a chance.
Oh, absolutely. But with that out of the way, I do think I am done. So we're good to go on to you, Logan.
Okay, let's get into our production tales. Let's see. This movie was written by Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. They in interviews they stated Zombieland had lived in their heads for about 4.5 years, which means they had been living or like sitting on this idea for a very long time. They originally had a rough draft script for a television pilot in the summer of 2005, and I can see. I don't think the story would have worked as well as a TV show.
No,
If anything, it would have been like one of those like
drawn out shows.
yeah, kind of like one of those Disney Plus miniseries we get these days. It's like the 6 episodes, but they're like really super big budget episodes, or like
Everything just would have gone on for a lot longer than it needed to.
yeah, like the closest thing in my mind I could think of it looking like would have been like The Last of Us, but The Last of Us is a very large story, and that works well as a show. Whereas Zombieland, it's a very small and very condensed story. So like, I think a TV show would have ruined
Oh yeah.
the IP.
If they would have done the TV show instead, yeah. But like a spin-off, that could possibly work.
There's there is a whole world in Zombieland. There's not just these 4 characters.
Yeah.
But like, if they were to do that, they would have to take the chance of creating characters no one's going to connect with because they're not as
Fleshed out.
as fleshed out. They're not going to be as iconic as the characters we get here are. So, yeah. Not much changed about the script, except for the names. Tallahassee and Columbus were originally supposed to be Flagstaff and Albuquerque, which we actually have a connection to that in the sequel, but we'll get to that in another episode. The sisters were the Wichita was still the same, and Little Rock was called Stillwater. So, not much changed.
No.
And I wish I would say why they changed it, but I'm glad they did, because those names are just a lot more roll off the tongue, snappy, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, what? Little Rock was Stillwater?
Yes.
Yeah, Little Rock, I think, just sounds better as well.
And there is a cameo in this movie, done by Mr. Bill Murray, one of the kings of comedy, in my opinion. But then again, I was raised on 80s comedy, so I'm kind of biased in that opinion.
Totally unbiased.
Yeah, totally not at all. Especially with Ghostbusters being later on down the season. Originally was intended for Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing, if nobody knows what that is. but sadly he had he was battling his pancreatic cancer when the movie was being made. But sadly he died during production, so that was kind of sad. Um, later later ideas were Sylvester Stallone, Joe Pesci, Mark Hamill, even Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Kevin Bacon, Jean-Claude Van Damme, or even Matthew McConaughey. I don't. I can't picture a lot of those actors in this movie and it working as well as Bill Murray's did.
See, Bill Murray's main thing is comedy.
Yes.
Which really works with a comedy movie.
Like
the other characters, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
All the other characters have some like action.
They're
like mostly The Rock or Sylvester Stallone.
like
It would just feel jarring to have these tough macho characters in a movie that's graphic but hilarious at the same time.
and I'm sure they wouldn't all be like the same part.
Right.
As a
No,
cameo.
absolutely not.
But like I don't know.
It's the concept, though. It would stick out like a sore thumb.
And I don't think the chemistry even would have been as solid as Bill Murray's was with the other cast members.
No.
Because like if you like watch some of the behind the scenes stuff, they only got Bill Murray for like a day. Like they seemed like they were having like the time of their lives on that day, like filming his parts. So yeah, I don't know. Principal photography began in 2009. They had a 41-day shoot for this movie. They actually had most of their stuff on location, which is pretty impressive because they pretty much filmed in empty America. So they had to have a lot of restrictions and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The special effects, which are amazing in this movie.
Yeah, especially for when the movie came out.
Like 2009, this was at the height of like all of those horror remakes, like your Friday the 13th, your Nightmare on Elm Street, all those kinds of films, and they were all like this kind of meh area of special effects. The makeup designer was Tony Gardner. He helped Rick Baker, who is a famous makeup designer. He of course did American Werewolf in London, which is one of the most famous werewolf transformations of all time.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't he also do like zombie work as normally?
Right here it says he did Thriller, the Thriller music video.
And that right there.
That's like some of the best zombie makeup.
And even for a musical, but you put that talent into a movie, it's gonna show. You're gonna be impressed. And
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, that, you can't really, zombie makeup's kind of changed over the years, because, like, you have George A. Romero's stuff like Dawn of the Dead, which won awards for its makeup and stuff. But, like, Thriller did change things because of just how different it was. It was zombies, but it wasn't gory zombies. You know what I mean? Like
flash mob zombies.
Yeah. So like I don't know, but like they really did get the look in this movie done very, very well.
Oh, absolutely.
The only CGI in this movie was for and this is like a running gag in the film, and that's the rules for survival, which is something we'll get into more in the spoiler alert, but it's like the one constant running gag in the movie, I'd say. All right, let's get to the budget.
So, domestic, national, and...
Yes. So, the budget of this movie was $23 million.
$23 million?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which isn't much.
No.
By a lot of today's standards.
No, definitely not.
The box office overall, it got $102 million.
Definitely made their
Yeah,
income back and then some.
which surprised a lot of people why it took 10 years for the sequel to come out. Because this was a huge success in 2009.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, I remember being 9 years old and being, like, seeing, like, the TV spots and the ads for this movie, like, that looks terrifying.
I want to watch it.
Yeah, kind of. Opening weekend, it made $24 million alone.
Ooh.
So,
Could have called it right there and then been set.
like, literally in 3 days, it made back everything it cost. So that's pretty impressive. And the runtime of this movie is an hour and 28 minutes long. That's not that bad.
No.
You're looking at 88 minutes. So that's not a big chunk of your day, and you could clearly just do something else with that. Rest of your day with that. I don't have anything else to add for the production tale. Do we want to get into the spoiler review?
Before we get into that, I just want to say, me personally, going back to your 10-year hiatus for the sequel, a lot of times sequels aren't well received when the original source does good.
Yeah, I mean, Double Tap didn't perform as well.
I wouldn't even say half as well.
It didn't. And the worst part is it cost twice as much, I believe.
Yeah.
But, like, I'm alright with Double Tap. Just because you get to see the characters again and you get to see more of them.
Yeah.
But, like...
If I had to choose between one or two, I'd go with one.
Yes. But we will be covering two...
At some
point. But, like, yeah. We're not going to have as much praise for that one as we're going to be talking about this one.
No.
But, like, we're going to talk about movies on this channel we don't love, but we're never going to bring a movie on here and just be like, this is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. You should never watch this movie. We're not going to do it.
No.
The reason it's on this podcast is because we enjoy it.
We enjoy it, or at the very least, it's a movie you can turn your brain off to.
Yeah, because we're going to be doing like a lot of cult classics, a lot of films a lot of people probably haven't heard of, because like I'm a big cinephile. I love all kinds of movies. So like, yeah. We know kind of what we're doing. But other than that, are we ready?
I think we're ready.
But before we get started, please pause the show, go see the movie, because this is your spoiler warning. And yeah, just come join us again when you watch the movie, because we don't want this movie ruined for you guys. So if you're ready,
I think we're ready.
all right.
Go ahead, take it away.
Fine, I will. Part of me wants to say the movie begins.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that. I'm not stealing Dead Meat's thunder. But
In a world.
in a world. In a world where zombies have taken over the world. Oh. Man, that one has world twice. That's just bad writing right there. Whoever wrote that one, and he's fired. Okay, the movie starts. Dang it! The movie starts with Columbus getting gas and he narrates this movie because I don't really want to say he's like already lived it, but like he's just kind of narrating the tale, and that's why a lot of people consider him the main character. But he's getting gas in urban Texas, where he went to college there, and so like this movie takes place a month after the apocalypse.
I believe so, and the apocalypse itself is told to us by Columbus in this opening sequence, and it had started by two kids daring their friend to eat a burger that had been in like a radioactive dumpster for a month.
Yeah.
And it just spirals downhill from there.
And honestly, a lot of this movie is word of mouth because, like, that's pretty much all you have to go on when all of the main news is gone. Pretty much every government system is gone. Everything is gone. And, like, people are like, oh, the promised land is this way. No, the promised land is this way. Hey, it started like this. No, it started like this. It's how you kind of would expect end times people to, like, communicate what they believe.
Yeah.
But he's getting gas, and a zombie attacks him with the gas pump. And so he runs around the parking lot, in which case we get our first rule.
Which, rules are a big part of the movie.
Yes.
And they are also the most stylized part of the movie.
This is where the CGI comes into effect.
Yes.
Because Columbus lives off of, this movie has, 33 of them? But
not all 33. I think altogether we see like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Spread out, of course, so.
Yeah, and they're repetitive because he uses them in day-to-day life.
Yes.
But in this one, he uses his number one cardio. His number one rule is cardio. Because, as we all know, in a zombie apocalypse, first one to go are the fatties. They're not going to be able to outrun them. So, yeah, I'd be gone. Sorry, guys.
I would be gone.
You'd be gone because you're just unhealthy and you're not athletic. Yeah, we'd never make it. I mean, like, if I could bunker down, I could make it. But other than that, if I'm out there, I'm screwed.
Oh yeah.
No. The zombies chase around this parking lot, and we get their first CGI moments where it says cardio and flashing lights, and he runs through the O at the end of cardio and it like falls down. So it's kind of like a fourth wall break, if you even want to consider it that. But he gets back to his car and he drives, and he finds out there's a zombie in his back seat. In which case, he slams on the brakes. It goes flying through the windshield.
Which brings us to his next rule.
The double tap.
No. Buckle up.
Oh yeah, buckle up.
Double tap comes
right after buckle up.
Yes.
Because car accidents still can happen in a zombie apocalypse. Few and far between, but they still can happen.
Oh yeah.
And after the zombie flies out of the window, he, quote-unquote, double taps with his double-barrel shotgun and confirms his kill. Ladies and gentlemen, please confirm your kills.
The last thing you want is to be a zombie's kids' meal.
Yep. Like, one bullet could have saved your life, man.
Don't be stingy.
Don't be stingy. Because, like, yeah, just don't be stingy. And from this incident, he creates a new rule, which is always check your back seats.
Yep.
Which I like how that happens because it shows how adaptive he is. Especially for being like this shut-in, unworldly person that he is.
Yeah, that's something we forgot to mention is his personality. He's
a bigger nerd than we are.
He's a nerd, and he's a very big anti-social.
Yes.
He does not like to get out, but due to circumstances with the apocalypse, he now has to get out, and he's doing it in his own way, which helps somehow.
Yeah, because like even in his own words, he says he didn't really like people even more before they were zombies. Now that they're gone, he misses people. So it'd be a very tough time being introvert and being like, well, now that I'm alone, I kind of don't want to be one anymore.
Right.
So, but now that he has no car because he crashed it, he is strolling down a highway littered with cars and an airplane.
And that brings us to another rule. Travel light.
Yep. He just has like a little rolling carry-on suitcase Um, in which case he turns and hears a roaring engine coming down the highway, and lo and behold, it is a Cadillac Escalade with a giant snowplow on the front of it, with a white number 3 painted on the doors to salute Dale Earnhardt Sr. And Caden, who is inside that car?
None other than the only Tallahassee.
Man, this man is the man. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like,
Tallahassee makes zombie killing his profession.
and it's not even for work, it's just because, like, it's his passion. Like, he takes so much joy out of it. It's not even funny. But it's not funny because he's honestly the deepest character in the entire movie.
Yeah.
And, like, all of the characters do get character arcs. Tallahassee is the one who is the most heartfelt character once they get to a certain point.
Right.
Which is a very surprising thing to do for a character like this. But they have a little standoff because, as far as they knew, they were the only persons left in the world. They agree to ride together for a while because, they agree to not share with each other their names, and so they pretty much like, "Where are you going?" "I'm going to Columbus." "I'm gonna call you Columbus." "Where are you going?" "Going to Tallahassee." "I'll call you Tallahassee." And they agree to ride with each other, and Tallahassee admits he needs to make a pit stop because he requires a Twinkie.
That is like his one and only weakness, and at the same time, his motivation.
Like, I can understand it. Twinkies are delicious. But, like, it's hard to, like, put yourself in that position. Like, think of, like, your favorite food, and then just think, like, one day you're never going to be able to have that again because everyone's dead and they can't make more for you. Like, I understand his desperation for it, but I don't know if I'd ever, like...
Be so adamant about getting them.
Right? But who knows? I probably would. I like food.
Me too.
Yeah. But he stumbles across a hostess truck that's in a ditch. Tallahassee makes his way down, but Columbus is like, "Wait a minute, you got to limber up, sir." And that's another rule. And,
Which Tallahassee immediately debunks. He says, "Do you ever see a lion limber up before it chases down a gazelle?"
and honestly, Columbus is like,
Yeah, that's
"Oh my God,
true."
my logic." But they open the door. Lo and behold, no Twinkie.
Instead, it is a massive amount of snowballs.
The most disgusting hostess treat out of all of them. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't hate coconut. I just hate the taste. There's like nothing it can do for me. Not at all.
See, it doesn't matter. I've had real coconut. I've had artificial. I'm not a fan of either.
It doesn't do anything for me. Oh my gosh, we forgot something. The title sequence for this movie.
I was gonna bring that up, but
Because like this title sequence is kind of awesome. It is.
just as a quick summary, since we're so far ahead now.
But yeah, like it's pretty much just like a bunch of different zombie occurrences.
A bunch of action shots.
There is nudity in this part, but it's not even like real nudity. It's like obscured nudity. Zombie strippers, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, it's there, but you don't know it's there if you're not looking hard enough.
Like you have to like have your eyes glued to the screen to like catch it. But like it's all set to From Whom the Bell Tolls by Metallica.
Good song, by the way.
I couldn't even imagine this title sequence set to anything else. Like, it's just so perfect. As it just, like, shows the digression of the human race and how death has just come for everyone. So, yeah. But anyway, back to it. Little quick side quest there.
Yeah.
Tallahassee's still on the hunt for his
infamous Twinkies.
They head to a grocery store, in which Tallahassee is like, life's Twinkie gauge is gonna go empty someday, and I'm gonna be there when it happens. So he pretty much arms himself to the teeth with garden shears,
Pickaxe.
Does he have a pickaxe?
I believe so. No.
It's just in his trunk.
Yes. Garden shears, a banjo,
A banjo,
a modified baseball bat.
modified baseball bat, and I think that's it.
Yes.
And of course his sidearm, I think it's a Henry Mare's leg, which I just got for Christmas, ladies and gentlemen, which is one of the coolest guns I've ever owned. It's seriously pretty freaking fun. But he uses the banjo as a luring device. He plays dueling banjos.
Another good song.
Another great song. And he pretty much lures out these gigantic hillbilly zombies.
Which I find funny, because apparently even as a zombie, continuous eating just blows them up.
Like, undead, morbidly obese is a new case, I guess. Anyways, he dispatches them in very fun, creative ways. And we forgot something else. The catchphrase, man. We forgot to nut up or shut up. This is our first episode, ladies and gentlemen.
We're not professionals.
Yeah, we're gonna get better at this as time goes along.
Hopefully.
If not, you're in for a long ride.
Yeah.
Anyways, lo and behold, no Twinkies. But a woman emerges from the back of the store. Emma Stone playing Wichita. And in which case she says, "Come quick." And Columbus hangs back and he pretty much like creates an exit strategy. Because one of his rules is, when in doubt, know your way out. That's a really good one.
Oh, absolutely.
And he follows Tallahassee, and there's a little girl in the back room, and Tallahassee says she's been bitten. And so the girls are looking for a way out, and Tallahassee says he'll put her out of her misery, and
in the middle of it, the girls trick the boys with Wichita saying that she'll put Little Rock out of her misery herself, only to point the gun at Tallahassee.
In which case they get robbed for everything they have, including their car.
Yep, the only thing that they aren't robbed of is the stuff on their back.
Yep. In which case we have like a little montage of Wichita and Little Rock's backstory. I guess they're longtime con artists. We don't really get much else, which I don't think we really needed much else from them, because they're pretty straightforward characters in this movie.
Yeah.
And so Columbus and Tallahassee are pretty much walking down this abandoned town, and they go over Zombie Kill of the Week, which is a fabled and long sought after award to receive. And Tallahassee does not get one.
Unfortunately.
I guess Miss Cynthia Knickerbocker gets it for dropping a piano on a single zombie.
Which is funny when you take into account that this is like a 50, 60-year-old nun.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, but among that, they find a yellow Humvee loaded to the gills with
Guns,
with
ammunition.
a lot. Like it is like a duffel bag of just
Uzis, assault rifles, shotguns,
tactical
pistols,
shotguns. Like
anything you could possibly think of, it's probably in that bag.
probably. Like I would love to have a bag like that. Um, but uh, they see that on the steering wheel are two severed hands holding onto the steering wheel, and Tallahassee uses one to flip off Columbus in a very morbid, comedic scene. Um, in which case, Tallahassee spends an entire clip of an Uzi for celebratory fire. Two clips?
2 clips.
Oh, wow.
He spends, from what I remember, he spends 2 clips, fires off pretty much one of every kind of gun that was mentioned.
Yeah.
And something that I have a gripe with the movie is no matter what, when they're not fighting zombies, it seems like the guns always have endless ammo.
Which, movie logic, you're going to have that kind of thing, but.
I just think it's funny. Like, you could just be firing for days on end, probably, but the second you see one zombie, you run out.
Yeah. But, anyways, he paints a number 3 on the side of the Hummer. And. Yeah, it's a Hummer, not a Humvee. Sorry, guys.
For shame.
I apologize. I'm a Jeep man, I'm not a Hummer man. Anyways, they drive off down the highway with their new vehicle, and they find the Cadillac with help painted on the side. And Tallahassee tells Columbus to hang back, and he's going to go investigate. He goes down there, and nobody's there. He signals for Columbus to bring the car up, and he climbs in, and he realizes Wichita, Little Rock is sitting in the back with Columbus's shotgun.
And I find this scene so funny.
Because
Columbus says, she was like a crouching tiger. I didn't even know she was there until it was too late.
And Tallahassee's like, you got taken hostage by a 12-year-old. In which case she fires into the ceiling. He's like, please God, don't kill me with my own gun. And he honks the horn, and Wichita comes out and takes over the driver's seat. And they drive for a while. They kind of start to bond.
Yeah.
It's rocky at first because they're still like, hey.
I guess you could say it's a little rocky.
Dang it.
But they start bonding during this, like, I want to say 2-3 day trip.
Yeah, because they're in Texas and they're heading to California.
Yeah, but it shows them cycling throughout days while still driving. They're having more friendly conversations. Tallahassee's trying to teach Little Rock how to drive.
Yeah, and they come across this. I want to say like this curio shop, and it's pretty much just like, I'm pretty positive it's in like New Mexico or something. One of those like little bead shop or something. And so Columbus, which is starting to develop feelings for Wichita, he's spraying perfume on himself because I guess Zombieland smells bad. And
makes sense.
And so Tallahassee makes fun of him for it. And Tallahassee's like, why don't you break some stuff? They proceed
To demolish the entire store in one of the best cut destruction sequences I have seen in any movie.
set to orchestra music.
It was beautiful.
It was slow motion. It was
Fun.
satisfying. Like, it's like the original Rage Room. It's beautiful.
Outside of the characters in the movie, I can almost guarantee you that this was a one-shot thing just because of how many props they had to get.
Oh, yeah. Could you imagine picking up all those beads?
Oh.
I would hate to be the set cleanup for that.
See, there's little rock stands where you can pick out like your own pebbles, snow globes that they smash with baseball bats, glass shelves that they tip over. They just demolish it, and it's so well executed. And in the movie, you can see that the characters are having fun.
Oh, absolutely. In which case, they continue their journey, and they finally arrive in California after another kind of cut montage of them switching to driver's seats and whatnot. And so they arrive at the Chinese theater in L.A., and Tallahassee says, we're going to sleep in style. So Columbus and Wichita run out, and they grab a map of the 90210, which, if you don't know, is like where all the celebrities are supposed to live or whatever. And so he says, we're going to go to the tippy top of the A-list, and we're going to sleep there. And they're like, who's that? And they arrive at a gigantic gate that says BM.
But that BM isn't for Bob Marley, it's for Bill Murray.
The king of comedy. And so they pretty much just start to make themselves at home. Little Rock does not know who Bill Murray is.
Which is deeply upsetting to any other character.
Yeah. So pretty much it's like Tallahassee's like, that's like who doesn't know who Bill Murray is? That's like not know who Gandhi is.
Who's Gandhi?
Yeah. And so like
obviously I say that as Little Rock, I know who Gandhi is.
I would hope so. Seeing as how we both graduated. But Columbus takes Little Rock on like a little adventure throughout the house, and they discover he has his own movie theater. In which case they start to watch Ghostbusters.
Probably the most iconic movie I can think of with him in it.
I mean, you got your Groundhog Day, you got your Caddyshack, but like, yeah, Ghostbusters is going to be like the one people are like, hey, that's Bill Murray's. Even though he's really not the star of that movie, but
we're getting off track.
Yeah, we are. We can talk about 80s movies all day. Zombieland here, ladies and gentlemen. But Bill Murray emerges as a zombie.
Air quotes on zombie, as he's been dressing himself up as a zombie to roam the streets and do his daily activities like golfing since the outbreak has started, and it has worked.
That's actually pretty genius. Like, if you think about it.
Oh, absolutely.
And so he offers Tallahassee and Wichita some Western hospitality, and he gives them weed.
High as a kite.
So high they hear Don't Fear the Reaper by the Blue Oyster Cult.
And they start to recreate scenes from Ghostbusters.
Yes, they do. And Tallahassee asks Bill Murray to scare Columbus. And so he puts his makeup back on, and he goes into the movie theater and just starts like doing the... And Columbus just turns around and shoots him in the chest with a shotgun.
Which just shows how convincing Bill Murray could realistically be.
Yep, that man needs a lot more Oscars. Um, but they have he has a hilarious death scene.
Yeah, Columbus apologizes to him and goes on this spewel of nerd talk. Like, oh, you were so convincing, I'm so sorry. And Bill Murray says, at least my last role was a good one. And he breathes in and exhales for about 45 seconds.
This death scene is at least 2 minutes long. He's all like, I wish I didn't do Garfield. Which, like, he probably should have done Garfield.
No.
But they bury him, and they settle down in Bill Murray's house. Do they play Monopoly? Is that what they're playing?
Yes, they were playing Monopoly when the hard truth sits in.
Yep. Tallahassee starts talking about Buck, the dog. He quote unquote lost to the zombies, but he starts talking about it in a way that you realize it's not a dog. He had I guess like a 3 or 4 year old boy, and the zombies took him, and he had a wallet made out of duct tape from his son, and you realize like he's the most broken and just lost man in this movie, and the only thing that can bring him some semblance of peace is killing zombies, which you can understand why.
Yeah.
But like you can definitely tell he wants something else to bring him peace besides that. So Columbus and Wichita start to like grow a romance, if you want to call it that or whatever. They share wine and they talk about their pasts before Zombieland. Um, Tallahassee and Little Rock, they're in a shooting range, and Tallahassee like gives her pointers and stuff. And the very next morning, the girls are gone. They took the Hummer and they set out for the Promised Land, which is Pacific Playland, which is the zombie-free location.
Park. Which, sorry.
Right.
As a reminder, this would be the third time that the girls have ditched the guys.
Yes. And when they get there, it is zombie-free. But as soon as they turn everything on, that
light
changes.
Sounds. All the rides kick into overdrive. And that alerts pretty much every zombie in a good couple miles.
I'm going to say there's probably about 1,000 zombies.
Which, thankfully, we don't see all 1,000.
Yeah.
At least in a clump.
If you want accurate numbers, please go see the kill count episode on YouTube for Zombieland, because we do not have that number for you.
I would say at the largest amount seen would be probably at least 200.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in just a couple seconds.
Meanwhile, back at the Bill Murray house, Tallahassee and Columbus are setting up to kind of go off on their own, because Tallahassee doesn't want to chase the girls anymore. They've betrayed them already twice. And Columbus is like, I have a gut feeling that they need our help. And so Tallahassee's ready to go down to Mexico, where they call Twinkies Los Submarinos. Columbus, he gets on a motorcycle and crashes into a bush.
And it's in this moment that we start to really see how Tallahassee is developed as a character towards others, as instead of trying to achieve his own goals and go off on his own, he decides to help Columbus go rescue the girls.
And you can really see that Tallahassee sees this kind of surrogate son in Columbus because of how much he kind of needs him to survive, because Columbus doesn't have that hardness to him that Tallahassee does. And so back at Pacific Playland, the girls are running out of ammo. They're running out of pretty much space to hide. So they get on a Tower of Terror, and using the training that Tallahassee gave Little Rock, she shoots the control panel of the ride, and it pretty much just stops. Like, I would say about the middle of the tower. It's still a decent way up.
Oh, absolutely.
And the zombies are just encircling it. At this point, the guys arrive, and Tallahassee's like, I think they actually may need our assistance this time. And so Tallahassee pretty much just, he arms himself
with every gun at his disposal.
He's got like 2 shotguns. He's got 2 1911s.
2 Uzis.
Yeah, and an air horn.
Oh, of course. Can't forget the air horn to draw attention to yourself.
Because that's like how he rolls. He draws them out and he just lets them have it. He uses the air horn. He pretty much says, Tallahassee is nice this time of year. Who wants a piece? And he just oozes a lot of them. He grabs onto like one of those octopus rides and just like, nah, just in a gigantic circle. Then he gets on a roller coaster with the shotguns.
It's like one of those interactive
VR roller coaster rides with shooting mode.
Where you just shoot targets as you go through the track of a like really extreme roller coaster.
And his laugh in this scene is so pure, as he's just like, ha 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 ha. It's just so great. Meanwhile, Columbus is being chased because he, of course, has a double barrel shotgun, which is not the greatest thing to have in a zombie apocalypse.
No, especially with the 2 shots, reload, 2 shots.
So he runs into a haunted house where there's a decent jump scare. I'm not going to say much because I don't want to spoil the jump scare. But he arrives at the Tower of Terror, and lo and behold, finds a clown zombie, which
is one of his biggest fears
mm-hmm.
outside of anything involving the apocalypse.
Yeah, and he pretty much just goes like, it's time to nut up or shut up. Let's get this zombie. Let's get this clown zombie.
The reason he decides to say that is because he had a little baggie of all of his ammo that he had dropped. So he had to discard his double barrel pretty much.
And on top of that, he has a rule that says don't be a hero. And he changes it to be a hero. And meanwhile, at this point, a little cutaway here, back to Tallahassee, to where he's locked himself in a gift shed. In which case he sits out I would say 20 mags.
10, 20, around there.
For his dual wielding 1911s. And this sequence is art. For anyone who just loves Wild West stuff. Or just gun stuff in general, because it's so flawless and it's so emotional. It's great.
Yeah. But this goes back to something that I had a problem with. The amount of mags compared to the amount of bullets that he shot compared to the amount of zombies does not correlate in any way.
Yeah, that's why I kind of want to rewatch the episode of the kill count just to see how many Tallahassee kind how many James actually like gives Tallahassee in that moment. Because I was like, there can't be that many bullets in that shed for the pile of zombies that are outside of the shed.
Oh, absolutely not.
um, but Columbus kills the clown with one of those test your strength hammers, and he hits him on the head, and you hear
right on the nose,
and you hear a clown nose squeak, which is hilarious. He gets the girls down. Him and Wichita share a romantic kiss. And she tells him his real name.
Her real name.
Yes, her real name. Sorry, her name is Krista.
Which that has no real significance as it's never brought up again.
Yeah, I feel like it'd have much more of a weight to it in the second one. If they would actually like tell each other their real names in the second one, because they have become a family,
Right.
but they don't. So, oh well, we'll just forget about that, I guess.
Yeah.
But Tallahassee is still on the hunt for his Twinkie, because there's a sign for deep fried Twinkies at this amusement park. Columbus goes in to help him look for it, in which case he is just tearing the store apart, claiming false advertising and all this kind of stuff. They hear a noise, and Columbus fires 2 rounds into a door. They open it, and
lo and behold, Twinkies.
Columbus shoots buckshot into the only box of Twinkies that is left, and they're just all ruined. And you can just see in Tallahassee's eyes
the sadness and pain.
He's just like, and Columbus is like, I am so sorry. There are just no words for me to describe how sorry I am. And he's just like, there are no words you can say to me right now. And so they go outside, and the girls are driving off. And they're like, no, wait. And so they stop, and they just like peek at their heads out the windows, and they like,
haha, gotcha.
And Little Rock throws a Twinkie to Tallahassee. And he is on the verge of tears. Like, genuine, heartfelt tears.
That is the joy that a child in a candy shop feels.
Yes. And he just eats it all in one bite. There's like no savoring there, even though the narration says he is. I don't think there is. I think it's just an animalistic enjoyment.
Oh, probably.
But and they just drive off into the sunset, and that's how the movie ends. I don't know if I want to. Would we want to give ratings to the 2 movies or no? Because I don't feel like that would be fair.
No, like they are. These 20 movies are our top 10.
Yeah.
So rating them is personal.
Yeah. Because like at one point for the show, I thought about like, hey, like maybe we give them like a 1 out of 5 or something like that. But thinking about it and like coming to the point where we would do it, I don't want to do it.
Right.
So that you get to see how our mind works in this little section, people. Anything you want to add about Zombieland before we end our pilot episode?
Overall, it is a good watch. It's one of those movies you can just turn your brain off to, not pay a lot of attention, and still get the basics down.
Yeah, because like it's a very simple movie. I mean, like, yeah, it's just here's a little movie you can just throw on like a rainy day. Like, you don't have to watch the second one. I probably will because I'm a Zombieland fan.
Right.
But like, I would just pretty much say like if they would have just stuck with the first one, I would have been all right. But I mean, it's not a bad movie. It's just nowhere near the levels that this movie gets.
No.
Because the characters are much more domestic in the second one.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of like teen angst
Yeah.
in that one too. So yeah, this was.
Questions.
Oh, that's right, our questions.
So, since you forgot, I will be starting us off.
Yeah, we decided to write ourselves questions
to ask each other as we go through these movies.
Yeah, this was my fiance's idea, and we just kind of ran with it. And we're gonna do this for. I don't know if we're gonna do it for every single movie we ever do.
I'm sure I would try and do it for at least this series.
Yeah, for this season, we're definitely gonna do it just because these movies mean that much to us. But like after this, it'll be a toss up because it takes a lot of our brains to just think these up. So,
But all right, first question.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all of Columbus's rules, which would you follow, and would you make a new rule?
I don't know if I would make a new one because he's pretty well got all the bases covered. The one I would follow the most would be the double tap, just because when it comes down to that moment, it's life or death.
Oh, of course.
So you like, it's almost that should be almost second nature to anyone in a zombie apocalypse. Because like when I'm playing like a zombie game, I will do that on principle.
Right.
Like just like in Resident Evil 2, for example, I drop a zombie, I'm gonna just like pop a couple more into his head. Like I know it's not smart because ammo is limited in that game, but like still like
Yeah.
because those zombies do not stay dead in that game.
Me personally, I would have to say the rule that I would follow is travel light.
Mm-hmm.
And that's simply because there's a lot of places the zombies could be bunching up.
Oh yeah.
And the last thing you want to do is have to haul like 100 pounds of luggage with you.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, like even if you had like a base of operations, like you'd still should only take like a little something with you, especially like for the little hit and run missions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like scavengers.
Yeah. Um. My one question is, what would be your food that would be your Twinkie?
See, for me, Tallahassee really enjoys his Twinkies. I would have to say Nutty Buddies. Granted, in that kind of scenario, none of them would be good, with them being mostly chocolate. But
I was gonna say they're gonna go bad faster than the Twinkies will.
Yeah.
Mine would have to be Swiss rolls,
Mm-hmm.
because like Swiss rolls are encased just like Twinkies are, so I get that shelf life where you probably wouldn't. So I'm sorry for your loss in that instance.
But, all right, this is the last question, if I can remember correctly. What would be your go-to vehicle and weapon?
My go-to vehicle would be a Humvee, purely because the storage space that those suckers give you, the durability of them, and just how big the gas tanks are on those suckers.
Oh yeah.
Because like, I am a big fan of survival games, and like I've played Days Gone a lot. Your gas is your best friend, and like, I that's one of the things about Zombieland I don't understand is how this gas happens, especially in the second one. But yeah, you just got to get something that can take you a ways, especially since like there's gas tanks on those vehicles that you can just like fill up and just have as a spare. My weapon would probably be a Mossberg Shockwave 410 shotgun, It's essentially like a little sawed-off pump-action shotgun. It's very maneuverable, very lightweight, and can easily do a lot of damage.
And it's also easy to refill the ammo.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It doesn't help that we've actually had experience shooting one of those, but still.
Of course. Me personally, for my vehicle, I would have to go with some kind of motorcycle, as that's less surface area for them to clump up
Yeah.
and possibly ruin something underneath the engine if you were to try and run them over.
Right.
Plus, it would be funny just driving around on a motorcycle. My weapon of choice wouldn't be any kind of gun. I would have to go with like a baseball bat of some sort.
So you're pretty much turning into Negan from The Walking Dead.
The reason I say a baseball bat or something like that is because in realistic standards, you're not always gonna have ammunition.
Well, I mean, that's why in a lot of instances you have both,
Right.
because even if like you're playing like one of those survival games, they usually give you a melee option.
Right.
Because like in so many video games like that, I'll almost only do melee. Because like let's take a Silent Hill for instance. I only use the melee weapon and I save my ammo for all the boss fights. So that's
Right.
you just have to be smart in those situations. And I think that's very important.
Right. But still, just personal preference.
Yeah.
I would have to go with some kind of melee.
Right. Do you have anything else you want to add about Zombieland?
I think I'm good. How about you?
I think I'm very happy with the way we described it, be it unprofessional or professional, the way we did it.
Overall, I think this was a very good first episode.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a very nice, simple, small movie for us to get started with,
Oh,
and I'm
absolutely.
so thankful. Like Avatar is not on one of our top 10.
Oh, yeah.
Or Dune.
There's so much going on in those movies.
That's going to be like at least 4 pages of notes in at least an hour and a half episode, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have to go through every single plot point and how all those plot points tie in by the end of the movie. And all the character developments.
Ooh.
The hundreds of characters that get development.
Alright. Anything else you want to add?
Do we want to tell them what our next episode's going to be?
Yeah, that's a good idea. So, whenever the next episode comes out, our next episode is going to be based off of the Simpsons movie, which is my 10th favorite movie out of my selection.
And we're pretty much gonna tell you guys what the next episode is because we're very schedulized, and I think we already have an idea for what season 2 is gonna be, vaguely. But I do want to tell you guys that me and Caden both work full-time jobs, and like this probably won't be the most regular and
cohesive scheduling.
Yeah. So like we're gonna try to. I don't know if we want to try for every week or every other week, just depending on how our schedules go. So but whenever they drop, it'll probably be on a Monday. So just be on the lookout for it. Please follow, hit the notification bell so you can get whenever the new episodes come, you get a notification for it. And yeah, leave a comment and just tell us what you think. And I guess we'll see you guys next time. Until then,
I'm Caden.
I'm Logan, and we are
The Real Bros.
See you guys later.
Bye.